What time is it? What time is it? It is not 3 o'clock, which is usually the time I decide to do my live streams, but we've already established that I have commitment issues, so I just do live streams when I fucking feel like it. Thank you for tuning in. You got one job, and what is that? 2 thumbs up the video. This is a partnership. Thumbs up the live stream. That's all I need you to do. That's all I'm asking for in this exchange. Okay, this is a transaction. All right, y'all remember that when you dealing with me, when you anywhere in the vicinity of me, this is a transaction. I'm gonna need for you to thumbs up the live stream. Okay, one job. So I was thinking about whether I wanted to do another Kevin Samuels live stream because I'm tired of talking about this dude. I'm so sick of it. But he has been mentioned to me, not just on damn YouTube, but Instagram and TikTok within the last 24 hours. Okay? I can't escape this dude. He's like a fungus. You understand? He's like hiding in the crevices of my soul. And I can't burn enough sage to get him out of it. You understand? That's how he's just lingering right there. I can't escape him. So I was like, okay, another Kevin Samuels video. And then I received an omen from the universe that it might be a good idea to do another Kevin Samuels live stream because I saw this little young dude walking down the street with a fanny pack across his chest. I just knew it. I was like, damn. He been watching Kevin goddamn Samuels on YouTube with this goddamn fanny pack. Not wearing that shit around his waist, but got the shit on his chest. I was like, God damn it. You know what I mean? God fucking damn it. You got your skinny jeans on and a fanny pack around your chest. I knew it was an omen. I was like, damn it. It's time to do a live stream about Kevin Samuels. So anyway, I was like, all right, so what am I going to talk about this time? What could I possibly talk about as far as Kevin Samuels go? Because every time I'm mentioning anything that has to do with relationships, somebody comes out of the woodwork asking me about Kevin Samuels. Has Kevin Samuels seen your video? And I'll be like, the video is about baking cookies, my nigga. Why would Kevin Samuels see this video? You know what I'm saying? I was confused. I was like, what is going to be the topic? So I visited a couple of channels. I looked at The Real Talk with Yanni. Everybody knows I love Yanni. And she's talking about hypergamy, of course, and I did a hypergamy video yesterday. So it wouldn't be a good idea for me to do another hypergamy video. So I was like, okay, what else am I going to do? I went to O'Shea Duke's channel. He was over there talking about Colombian women and how some woman wanted some dude to fly her out. And I was like, okay. So I was like, why don't I just Google Kevin Samuels or do a YouTube search of Kevin Samuels videos? And one of the latest videos I saw was about modern women. And I began to look at all of the titles of all of the videos that he had that were associated with modern women. And I noticed not only does he have a disdain for Black women, single mothers, now modern women. So I'm like, oh God, like this nigga like anybody? I mean, shit. Anybody. Is there anybody on this planet that Kevin Samuels loves other than Rihanna? Okay, anybody? It's like, damn, nigga. So I was like, okay. The beta males who are following him, he is encouraging them to have some type of issue with modern women. I'm a modern woman. I prefer to be a modern woman because being a traditional woman didn't do anything but put me in the position to be a man's prey. All right. One of the videos that I saw that he had posted was that the title was Men Are Simple and Modern Women Don't Understand That. Now, I'm a modern woman and I get that. I do understand that. I say it all the time. Women are a lot more complicated and we're a lot smarter than men. Not all men dumb. You got beta males who are clearly underachieving and their mind is underdeveloped. But then you have alpha males who can formulate a complete sentence without foaming at the mouth. Okay? So we have two different types of men. And just how I say there's two different types of mothers. You got your single mothers who are high end. And then you got your low energy baby mamas. Nobody is monolithic. All right. So you got to be specific when you talk. And that's what made me start doing the term alpha and beta so much. Because I wanted men to understand that when I say men, I know it sounds general, but I'm talking about a specific set of men. So instead of me continuously saying men and having men just confused, I pick betas, alphas. Alpha's a good man, beta's a bad man. Now, let me remind anybody who comes into my comment sections or live chats, I am here to have dialogue with you. If you disagree with me, that is fine, but respect me on my platform. Whether you're beta, alpha, doesn't matter. Hey, pink lady, beta, alpha, doesn't matter. All right? Whoever you are, make sure that you have a level of respect when you come into my comment section, regardless of what we're talking about, and especially if we're talking about Kevin Samuels, and I will be happy to have some dialogue with you. But trust and believe, a moderator has no problem with blocking you. All right. Let's not get to that point because, the betas get ignorant when you mention them. They get ignorant. They come out the woodwork. Niggas is coming outside of bushes, jumping off of buildings. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of little sewage drains at the bottom of the street. So I'm a modern woman, like I said. And this brings me to a post that I also saw on Instagram earlier today. And it was a woman actually giving Nicole Michelle, I think it's Nicole Michelle, props for a conversation that me and Nicole Michelle had on Instagram. And the conversation that me and Nicole Michelle was having was me trying to convince her, ain't no way in hell I'm going to ever consider being a traditional woman. Because I was that woman. I did so many different things. I got used. I got treated badly. I already got the cars and the house and the money and all of the things that women date men for and want to be married for. I got the rings, the trips. I had all of that. But the one thing that I wanted from men, I wasn't getting, which was the genuine love and respect. All right. I don't need a man's money. I need for a man to give me one of the highest compliments a man could give a woman, and that is respect. Not marriage, because marriage can still have you out here being a wife and getting disrespected by your husband. So my thing is, give me the respect, right? So that was the conversation that me and Nicole Michelle had. Now, me and Nicole Michelle had this conversation months ago. I don't even remember the date, but someone came into the comment section and was saying to her, I really admire how you handle the conversation, because me and Nicole Michelle, we were disagreeing. Nicole Michelle is a traditional woman. I am a modern woman. We have different perspectives as far as men go. And I think it's because what she was aiming to achieve, or the goal that she was trying to achieve as far as building a marriage, a healthy marriage with a man who has financial stability, I have already done that. So I think with her, she is encouraging women to become the type of woman with using their femininity to get the kind of man they want that is going to provide for them. Because her biggest thing with me was, Soncerae, you need to be with someone who's going to take care of you. I need to get you married because you need somebody that's going to take care of you. And my thing was, well, I can take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need a man to take care of me financially. I might need a man to do some other things to help me be better as a woman. But I don't need to marry him in order to get it. I don't need his finances in order to get it. Traditional women look for providers. I am a modern woman. I look for a partner. It's a difference. Now, I think everybody has this negative perspective of modern women, just like they have this negative perspective of Black single mothers. I think they believe that single mothers, all women who are raising children alone, are all monolithic. Just like you think that there are a lot of modern women who are all monolithic, because you've heard of modern women be extremely like feminists. They're about feminism. And me, I don't even like feminism. I appreciate femininity. I'll use my femininity. I appreciate that there were women out there who, participated in activism, being able to give me an opportunity for me to go out there and get money so I won't have to lay up under a man to get it. I really love that about a lot of feminists. But for me to call myself one is a whole nother thing, because there's a lot of things that they do that I don't agree with. Now, everyone believes that the modern woman is like, fuck men. I don't give a fuck. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need no man. I don't. No, it's not that I don't need a man. All right. But needing a man in the traditional sense, I don't have that. I don't need a man in a traditional sense. I don't need a man to be my provider. I don't need that. If a man is in my life, it's because I want him to be there. I want him there because that's what I desire, not because I'm desperate for him or I need him in order for me to survive. I'm self-reliant. And I think a lot of modern women give off this negative vibe because a lot of times, like, for example, when you use the term strong to define a woman, right? A lot of people turn their nose up at it because they feel like strong is a masculine term. Now, strength can be associated with masculinity, but in order for a woman to use masculinity, because we got both. And that's the good thing about women. We have both. We use our masculinity. I know I do. I use my masculinity to deal with everything I need to deal with as a human being to feel safe. Whatever it is that I need to do in order to be self-reliant, in order to survive, I will tap into that masculinity in a heartbeat in order to survive. That's on the inside of me. On the outside of me, when I'm dealing with a man and he's alpha, my masculinity turns down significantly because he's there and it's enough masculine energy in the room. I don't need to turn my masculinity up 3,000. I can turn it down. Okay. So I think when Kevin Samuels is teaching these beta males, hey, modern women are X, Y, and Z that's negative, I think he's confusing. He's making all modern women monolithic. Okay. Alpha beta simps is all YouTube slang. My circle never heard of it. Either you a gentleman or you a sleazeball. My opinion. Kevin himself, a coach. Coach is supposed to encourage you and give you the tools to achieve goals. Kevin insults. I agree. Hey, Trinity. I agree. Alpha beta simps is YouTube slang, according to everybody else. I don't like the term simp. I try not to use simp a lot. I hate that word. That is like one of the words. I hate that word. But I use alpha and beta to, give people a better understanding of what. Hold on, I got to fuck with this air conditioner. Better understanding of what I'm trying to convey, because I don't want to confuse anybody. I have to simplify when I speak. I have to be very easy to understand, because I have when you're dealing with betas, a lot of them have underdeveloped minds. So you have to be very specific and break that shit down. So that's why I use alpha and beta, and use alpha as good man, beta as bad one. So modern women, back to modern women. Modern women know how to cook. Modern women know how to clean. But for the most part, we generally handle our business. So we could pay for a housekeeper if we needed. We're wealthy. Most of us are wealthy. Now, there are some women out there who they classify as modern women, and these women are broke. It's women out there that's like that. I cannot find a term for these women. Like, I'll figure out a term to decipher the difference between good modern women and bad modern women, so that everybody can, understand, because we're not monolithic. All right. Getting a man and keeping a man is easy for me when I finally decide one that I want. Now, the last man I dated, that people know I dated on YouTube, the last man I dated, I think in the back of my mind, I was always unsure about what this man was doing with women that he had dealt with previously. I knew he liked me, and I knew he loved me. Or at least I thought he loved me, right? But in the back of my mind and in my intuition, something was nagging at me like, something's not right. And I didn't know what it was. I just was like, it isn't that. I didn't think that it was going to be so bad that it was going to break us up. So I think a lot of people feel like with my son's father, just because he and I broke up, that I can't keep a man. A lot of people think that. People like, no, Soncerae can't keep a man. No, no, it's not that. It's I have so many men in my face. It is so many men in my face. And I can tell you that 75% of them are pretending that they're good for me just so they can have me. So it's easy for me to be like, no, no, no. You know what I'm saying? I'll stay single. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? But I think people think modern women are single because nobody wants us. It's not that. It's I have something specific that I want. I have standards and I have boundaries. Because don't forget, just because I'm a modern woman doesn't mean I don't have boundaries and standards. I still have boundaries and standards when it comes to men. And I definitely know how to treat a man. That's not the hard part. And the men on TikTok love me. Because when I do videos teaching women how to treat their man over there, because I don't do that over here. Because it's not, I don't know what the women are doing over here. I guess they on the hypergamy channels. Because when I post videos over here about how women should treat their man, people ignore it. But if I put it on TikTok, women are over there looking at it. Men are over there looking at it. And the men over there are swarming my comment sections right now because of the videos that I make. I call them the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps are me teaching women how to be a man's pleasure, paradise, and his peace. And it's all tips on how women can be good for their man. So it's not that I don't know how to treat a man because I'm a modern woman, or I don't have a man because I can't keep one. It's I'm so damn selective that it's hard for me to keep one because I have commitment issues. Getting me to commit and fall in love with a man is difficult. I'm one of those people, man. I'll make a man feel so good that he'll think I'm in love with him. I'll never say I love you, but I'll be so good to him, he'll just automatically assume, oh, she loves me. You know what I mean? She's so good to me. She's so nice. She ain't going nowhere. And then when they do something fucked up and I stop talking to their ass, they surprised. Because I'm so nice. And what a lot of men need to understand is when I do like a man, right? I like him. So I'm nice to him. Very. But that doesn't mean you got me, my nigga. No. It's going to take way more than what you think in order to get me. To be at your beck and call. Trinity time travels. I feel you. Women should always have self-sufficiency and funds. That's basic. However, any man in my life will be providing for me. Now, here's what I think about that. Every woman should be self-sufficient, have her own funds, the basics. But the reason why a modern woman doesn't look for a provider is because we don't need for men to provide for us. We need men to be our partners. We need a partnership. Because with us, because we're so self-sufficient, we do not require that they use their money to, impress us. They have to do like a whole bunch of other stuff. So I wouldn't classify that other stuff as providing. They have a part that they play, but it wouldn't be classified as providing because I can provide for my damn self. I'm not a baby. I'm not a kid. I'm a grown ass woman. I can provide for myself. I can tie my own goddamn shoes. Now, if you want to tie my shoe because you're trying to be a gentleman and you want to do some chivalrous shit because, you just feeling like a gentleman, okay, enhance that happiness. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. You want to lead? Oh, lead the relationship. Do it. But never feel like, as a man, that you're obligated to provide for me in that manner. If let's say, for instance, let's give an example. I'm a financially stable woman, but like I say in all of the videos, wealth is something that you continuously work on. You never stop. If you stop for 2 seconds, you could mess up. It could be like a domino effect. And everything will fuck up. And I learned this with my son's father, because while I was dating him and he asked me to get rid of certain people, I got rid of certain sources of income. And that killed a lot of stuff. And it put me in a position to where I was limited financially. So when everyone hears the story of me and him sleeping in hotels and in his truck and stuff like that while I was pregnant, that's the reason why. Because instead of him kicking in the gear, like men are supposed to when there's a partnership there, or even if he was a provider, if he was either or, we wouldn't have been sleeping in trucks or hotels. Because with a partnership, where two people are dating, usually if a woman is slacking, a man will pick it up. I got this. That's what a partnership is. When a man is providing, usually it's one-sided. So if something happens to him, this woman isn't doing anything to catch him. And so I'm understanding when I'm speaking to so many men that a lot of men are getting tired of being that. Because now most men are not millionaires. And I think women are expecting all men to be millionaires. No, it's some men out here that have regular jobs. They're regular people. They're good guys. They'll be able to take care of a household, but take care of a household and you might be difficult. So there needs to be a partnership there, right? All of the traditional women out here not wanting to work, you can't do that with the average man. You can't. The average man walking the street is not wealthy. But every regular average woman wants a wealthy, exceptional man. No, you got to be an exceptional woman to have an exceptional man. So if you're out here looking for a provider, you need to be able to provide for yourself. All right. So back to what I learned by being with my son's father. He didn't kick into gear. So it left me in a place where I was kind of fucked because I was sick. I was pregnant. I couldn't work. All I could do is do graphic design. So I had to do crowdfunding. And I raised $10,000 between the time I started asking for donations on YouTube until my son was born. I raised $10,000. All right. So that helped me. If nobody would have donated, I think I would have been fucked. Pretty much. I'd have been screwed. But because I did so much philanthropic work before then, like I had done so much catering to the homeless and doing all of this, putting my foot to the pavement for my community, I had all of these other people around me who did volunteer work, and they did community service just like I did. So I knew so many people that when I said, hey, could you donate money to me, they did. And that's why, because I always donated money to them. So when it came time for me to need something, everybody just kicked in. Seriously, I love people for that. I love that. They helped me. So he didn't kick into gear. And inside of a partnership, two people, you got to be able to bounce off of each other, because real life get that way. And I think a lot of people look at modern women and think, oh, she's going to disrespect me. She's going to be, rude to me. She's going to be, oh, Miss Independent, and disrespect me. Not really. No. Any modern woman that has some sense. And like I said, I mean, if you want an exceptional modern woman, or you want an exceptional woman in general, you can't keep picking low-hanging fruit or fruit that's on the ground. You have to go to the top of the tree. You have to go get quality women. And when we're talking about quality women, we're talking about their character as well. Where's being so selective gotten me? What do you mean? I'm great. Here's another thing that betas are confused about. Only betas are confused about this, because you guys have these false premises in your mind. Betas, guess what? Women have just as many options as you do, especially beautiful ones who have their own money. Do you know how much it costs to maintain beauty? Got to dress nice, got to eat right, got to go to the gym, got to always have your hair done, always got to have your makeup done, always got to have a manicure. Fresh to death, huh? Guess how much that costs? A lot of money. So in order for you to keep that maintenance up, You have to be self-sufficient. That's why a lot of women are beautiful, because they have the money to be it. And when we become that, and we're also doing our spiritual work, and we got good characters, that attracts a lot of men. Being selective ain't never going to be my problem. Being selective is never going to be my problem. The problem is my issue with commitment. What part of that didn't you hear? What part of I had to do some self-evaluation and be self-aware because I have a commitment issue? What part of that didn't you hear? You heard all that other shit, but you didn't hear me take accountability. Betas usually skip over that part often. I have a commitment issue. And I let men know this off break. I don't lie to them. And that's what makes them want me more, because I'm honest. I stand 10 toes in my shit. I don't care about people making fun of me because I got an OnlyFans page, or I don't care about people making fun of me. That shit don't matter to me. I don't care about all the rumors, nothing. I never hide who I am. And that confidence right there, men love it. They eat it up. Because that's what men want. They want self-reliant women who are confident in themselves, who make their lives peaceful and happy. That's all you got to do. Be beautiful, smile all the time, be fun, not be on their case all the damn time, and they love it. Love it. So it's not like I'm having a difficult time attracting men, and I'm not having a difficult time with men proposing, because that's another thing. Oh, single mothers are the pump and dump. No one wants to propose to them. Betas, that's a lie. I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. Fuck that. Men want to marry me. Even with me having a 2-year-old, men still want to marry me. I just got engaged in June of last year. Remember? I gave that nigga a time frame. I said, listen, you got until August to get your life together and come back over here in California, because he lived in DC and I known him since about 7th grade. I said, you got until August to get your shit together and come back to California. Oh, he thought I was joking. He thought I was joking. He thought he was going to sit there and waste my goddamn time. Guess what? I already got a commitment issue, so I can easily turn your ass down. August came, his ass ain't come back here, asked for more time. I was like, fuck out of here. Do you know he been begging ever since? Still trying to get back, and it's March. Still trying to get back. Ask Mark. Mark. Mark, no. Mark seen all the screenshots. Mark done heard all the voicemail. I don't play that shit. I got standards. I have boundaries. Me being selective is never going to be a bad thing. I have something to offer a man. The only thing I need to fix about myself, my commitment issues. Definitely. Thank you, Bunny. Being selective has gotten me peace of mind. Exactly. I ain't lost shit. I feel great. This is the best I've ever had, having damn boundaries and standards and being comfortable with that. Too many women are out here afraid that some man gonna leave them if they tell this man what they truly want. Don't be scared of that. You're never gonna get what you want from a man if you don't have standards and boundaries. Have the standard, have the boundary. I tell men this all the time. They gotta have standards and boundaries too. This is not a one-way street here. A relationship is two people. We have to stop going into these relationships only thinking about ourselves. Women do it all the time. Women feel so entitled when they get into relationships. I don't know why. We just always felt like that. We always been taught, oh, we're this beautiful woman and men should just be at our beck and call. Okay, that sounds fancy and shit because, you're beautiful. But what else do you have to offer other than your beauty and your vagina? What else do you have to offer a man, especially one that's wealthy? Because you got to differentiate yourself from all the other women that's trying to get at him. What makes you different from all the other women that's beautiful and got a vagina? You have to think about these things. Trinity time travels. I no longer blame Jab for being a deadbeat dad. You got this. Who's Jab? Trinity, who's Jab? I don't know who Jab is. He said, I no longer blame Jab for being a deadbeat dad. You got this. Who is Jab? Deep Path to Darkness 17. If Kevin were white, there wouldn't be any outrage. I remember the last idiot that said this. Beta. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here, sir. Beta, listen to me, okay? Kevin could be black, brown, yellow, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. It won't matter. What he's saying will always be silly to me. It will always be incorrect to me. And I guess it might be because I'm a different breed of woman. I don't know. Maybe I came from another planet. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm from a whole different universe than the women that this man is talking about. Because I can't relate to nothing he's saying. Sometimes when he's talking about women, I'm like, where are these women at? And it could be because, the women that I hang around, I don't know. We care about stuff like business, money, travel, working out, spirituality, mental health. I mean, being good women, and it just, and the way he measures women is superficial to me, because that's the way an average woman would measure herself. And it's a lot of women that don't have shit to offer and think that they're better than who they are. I'm aware of that, you know? But even when I meet women who are like that, I will never disrespect her in the way that Kevin does. He just put a chick in a mental hospital, all because he told her she was a 4. She was already delicate before she came on his show. So, as a man, if he was alpha, he would have handled it a little better on some, you're a woman, let me respect your womanhood and your emotions. And I know how women are as far as their emotions go. So let me handle this with a little bit of care, because I'm a gentleman and I know how to do this. He didn't have to deal with her the way that he did. That's why I don't respect him. How can I respect someone who claims to be a man when he can't even respect my femininity or my womanhood? This man has disrespected woman after woman after woman and her emotions, right? This isn't about you going around here killing a whole bunch of women's egos. It's pulling a lot of women down. He knows how to mentally fuck up women who are already insecure. His goal is supposed to be to build these women up while also telling them the truth. But you don't have to tell these women the truth in a manner to where it will hurt them to the core in that way. See, not every woman is strong. Not every woman is in tune with her masculine energy to be able to protect herself from stuff like that. Do you understand that? That's dangerous. All right? Critical thinking. I truly don't have the energy to placate to a man's need or desires. I genuinely love and value my peace. Exactly. I'm not going to bend over backwards. I'm not going to be at a man's beck and call. I'll do for him what he does for me. In 2021, it needs to be about reciprocity, whether you are a modern woman or traditional woman or not, whichever one you choose to be. This needs to be about reciprocity. Get what you desire out of relationships and stop bending over backwards for people expecting them to give you what you want after you done gave them all of this shit. Because 9 times out of 10, it doesn't go down that way. You end up hurt because you wasn't strong enough to be vocal and say, I'm not actually interested in just being friends and having an intimate connection with you. I really don't want to do a situationship, but I'm going to do this situationship anyway because I don't want to lose you because I'm scared. You're not going to like me if I say I want a relationship. If you tell a person you want a relationship, or you tell a person what you want in a relationship and they don't want to give it to you, they are not the person that you should be liking. And they aren't the person that you should be liking. And that version of them that you got in your head, that's in your mind, it's not them. Because they're telling you who they are. They're saying, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. I'm not emotionally available. You can't love a person into being available. They have to want it. And people don't realize that. Deep path to darkness. Hold up. Why is this thing not? There it goes. Wait. Hold up. Wait. Critical thinking. You shouldn't get upset if men say the same thing. I agree. Deep path to darkness. I've seen women on live TV celebrate a woman tricking a man into having kids. You know? I've seen that shit too. I get on their case about that shit too. I don't like it. I don't like to see women manipulating men because it makes all women look bad. Then you got men out here thinking all women that way. You ever met a woman who swear up and down that all men ain't shit? You know why? Because you got betas out here that aren't even man enough to walk up to a woman and be like, listen, I don't really want to be in a relationship. I just want to hit that thing right. Men, little young betas, scared to say, I just want to hit that and that's it. You feel me? Scared. When they could just say that. But they burn women. Good ones. And then these women go out here and they're so hurt. So hurt. That they're taking that same energy from the person that just hurt them and they're spewing it out to every man that they meet because of the last man that they met. I remember people used to tell me, Soncerae, you can't blame one man for the things that, no, you can't blame new man, sorry, for that old man shit. Men used to say that to me all the time. And I used to be like, well, it's more than one man that's annoying the absolute fuck out of me. It's not just one guy. So there is something wrong with men. There's something wrong with men. That's what I kept saying. And then I realized something. You know, it's not that something's wrong with men. Men are just different from women. My thought process is different from a man's. So the way that I would handle some shit is very different than the way a man would handle some shit. Even if both of us are scared. Two people that are scared to be together, they don't want to fuck up a situation. If one is male and one is female, they're still going to handle it different. So I realized that. Critical thinking. A man doesn't have the power to upset me at deep throat. Why you call that man deep throat? His name is Deep Path to Darkness 17. Not Deep Throat. Wait, am I missing something? That is fucking hilarious. I can't. I'm tired of it. Listen, I can't with you people. You people are so fucking funny. Every time I do live streams with y'all crack me up. Wait, okay. Let me come back. I'm coming back. Wait. Oh my God. Okay, I'm back. Crap. Okay. Bunny Logan. What you put out for me is what you get back. I know that's right. Okay. Deep Path to Darkness. I don't know why she called you Deep Throat. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Men should just go easier on women and harder on men. Men can handle it better. Sure, it may hurt them, but they can always bounce back. Why do you think men are stronger? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. Because to me, men have a more difficult time with their emotions. I think men can't deal with most of the stuff that they put out. Like I always say that a man will come into my comment section, right? A man will come into my chat, guns blazing. And once I respond, if I respond and I match their energy, they get upset and claim I must hate all men. When really that's not the case. I just match people's energy. So if they come into my chat and they're just blazing, I'm talking about just guns, they just came in the room shooting. They didn't think first. They didn't, you know what I mean? You can't reply back to men in that way. They cannot handle what they dish out. So I don't understand. This man is arguing with his woman. Men, I don't think that men should go easier on women and harder on men. I think that, no, I misspoke. Sorry. I do think that men should just go easier on women and harder on men. But I don't think that men can handle it better. I don't agree with that. You know, I just wish women would show the same respect to me on daytime TV, but I guess they have to be harsh to men. Where y'all getting this shit from? Where do y'all get this on daytime TV, blah, 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 blah shit happen? Where does that come from? I don't understand that. Like, are y'all talking about old shit like Rolanda and Oprah? Or are you talking about Sister Circle? Because when I'm watching any type of playback of daytime TV, whether it's The Real or some shit like that, I never see women dragging men. I never see that. Where are y'all getting that? I think that's something. Listen, I think that's a false premise that betas keep like passing to one another. I don't think that that's an accurate statement. I do not think that that's true. Because I mean, even if, let's say it was true, let's say men were being bashed on daytime TV all day long, right? What part of you would not reflect on it and see if you are any of the things that these women complain about? Because I know for me, when I hear these men, right? When I hear these men complaining on all these social media platforms, I listen. I can't relate because I'm nothing that they're complaining about, but I listen. Are you that way? When you hear the people on daytime TV complaining about men, do you listen to it and see if you are that kind of man? Because that's women's complaints too. Like, you're complaining about women bashing men on daytime TV. If that's even a thing nowadays. It may have been a thing a long time ago, but it definitely isn't now. From what I'm seeing. Okay, I don't know what you're watching, but women have that same complaint when we get on the social media, we get on the YouTube, and all we see is a whole bunch of red pill, incel, black manosphere niggas just being beta all day. We get tired. We don't want to see that either. We don't want to see that either. So whatever it is that you're claiming you see, have you thought about whether you are that type of man or not? One thing that deciphers the betas from the alphas is that the alphas would do some self-evaluation and improve. Instead of complaining about the complaints, they look at it and try to factor in, am I any of these things? Let me try not to be any of these. If I am one of these things that I see people consistently complain about, I'm going to try to be better. You ever thought to try that? Because that's usually how businesses work. You know, I'm a business owner. So if a customer comes to me and they have a complaint, which is very rare with my business, I don't get that a lot. I think out of the many years I've been doing design work, I've been doing it since I was like 22. And I've had doing this business for a very, very long time. I think out of all of the years, I may have had 2 or 3 people complain. Most people are happy. But let's say, for instance, somebody called me customer service. They don't like some stuff. I did something wrong, whatever. You know what I do? I fix it immediately. If I need to give them a refund, I usually do it in a credit type of way. I'll be like, listen, I'm going to fix this. And then the next time you need something, tell me and I'll just give it to you for free. Like if I design somebody a flyer or a logo and I did something wrong and it's like unfixable or it takes me a long time to fix it, I say, listen, I'm going to give you this logo or this flyer. And whatever you want next time, I'll give it to you for free. Have you thought about doing that? Probably not. Because you're quiet. You're quiet, Deep Throat. I'm joking. I'm joking. I can't believe. Anyways. Oh, Lord. Oh. So, anyway, because that cracked me up. Do you know I haven't laughed that hard in a long time? Like, I laugh all of the time, but that hard? That hard? Oh, my God. So, back to being a modern woman. Not every modern woman is a bad woman. Just like not every modern man is a bad man. Do you ever hear Kevin Samuels use the term modern man? Have you heard like traditional man versus modern man? Has he used that term? Because I never hear that. You know, I always hear traditional woman versus modern woman. But I never hear a person say traditional man versus modern man. Has anyone heard anybody say that? Because you know how you hear people say, oh, high value man, high value woman. I've been hearing that for a long time. That's not something like I know people feel like Kevin Samuels coined it. He probably coined it on YouTube. But when we're talking about quality people or valuable people, we usually use those terms and been using those terms. So I think he just kind of coined it on YouTube. What other terms has Kevin Samuels coined that anybody can name? Is there anything? Because all I know is every time I watch the man, I guess he can only focus on the negative things about women because maybe he's trying to improve those things. I want to try to give the man the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying. I don't think I should, but I'm trying. Because, you know, I think pretty much that would make me a better person. Just trying to figure out what are the good qualities about this man. And every time I do a live stream about him, I ask you guys this. I ask y'all to tell me what's the good stuff. It's definitely men inside of my comment sections who, like, I could go look at the, you know, the past live streams I've done, and men will be listening to the playback, and they'll put stuff in the comments, and they'll just be like, he's right, just prove him wrong. And I'm like, my entire existence is proving him wrong. The fact that I'm just me proving him wrong, just living. What more proof do you need from me? Maybe you need it from other women, or maybe I don't know. So that's why I ask people, you know, what is it? What is it that will satisfy a beta? Because betas are the ones that follow him the most. So the young men who are lost and need a fatherly figure, right? And they don't know too much about, excuse me, manhood. What do y'all need from women that you're not getting? Because you still, I mean, I personally think there are women out there that need, you know, like some type of assistance in becoming good women. Do they need to be chastised more than the betas in the audience? No. But I just want to know, why are betas so hard on women, but not on themselves? Like, we're just talking about men should go easier on women or harder on men. Is it because males can't handle it? And that's why, like, I do think it's like hard for people to do some type of self-evaluation. I do think that. But how is it avoidable for you to do self-evaluation? It's like something you have to do. It's not a choice, is what I mean. It's like you have to participate in it. In order for you to be a good person, you don't have a choice. You know? So, if you had to choose between a modern woman and a traditional one, what would you choose? Men inside the audience, what would you choose? Would you choose a woman who is looking for a provider and you'll have to provide for her, and that's it? Or would you prefer to have a modern woman who can help you build your wealth? Because to me, a modern woman is an asset and a traditional woman is a liability. So if you were wealthy, let's say you made $1 million a year. And I'm asking males and females this. I'm not just asking men. I'm asking males and females. If you made $1 million a year, which would you choose if you was a man? Ladies, if you was a man, would you choose a traditional woman or a modern woman? And fellas, would you choose a traditional woman or a modern woman? Because honestly, if I was a man and I made $1 million a year, the last thing I would be looking for is a traditional woman, because I can buy a chef, a housekeeper. I can even buy sex if I want to. So what would I need a traditional woman for? I can buy an accountant. So what would I need a woman for other than love, right? So who do you think will love you better? Is when we stop talking about survival and relying on one another and finances and marriage licenses and all this shit. If we took all that away and it was just about love, who do you think will love you better? Brandon, easy going. A modern woman with traditional skills. You sound like the women that Kevin be like, are you a 1 or a 10? And then bitches be like 7. You saying 7 and you can't say 7. You can't say modern woman with traditional skills. You got to pick one. Name a traditional skill. Cooking, cleaning. That's a traditional skill to you. If a bitch can sew, is she traditional? uh, if I know how to if I know how to churn milk, would that make me traditional? If I know how to milk a damn goat or a cow, would that make me traditional? Name something that makes a woman traditional. Some men do get 4 or 5 women at once. They do. I mean, because you can. Like, imagine seeing the world. You know the where you traveled. You have your own money. You go out here and you do your thing. I had a friend like that. He passed away from COVID. And it was sad to me. But we used to date. And excuse me, he was a political like leader in Atlanta. He did a lot of things as far as politics go. And he died last year of COVID. When COVID first came out, he died. And I remember this. I ended up getting mad at one of my moderators, and let me explain why. I ended up getting rid of one of my moderators because this. So remember when the whole suicide thing, and everybody had spread the rumor. Everybody else was dealing with my social media platforms. The entire time I've been on social media, I've had other people moderating my social media platforms. That includes my YouTube, my Facebook, everything. I think the only thing that I have really just handled myself and nobody else sees is probably my OnlyFans. And this is the first time I've handled my social media by myself and nobody else has had access to it. All right. My OnlyFans is the only place where there's no moderator, there's no admin, it's just me. But my YouTube, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, there is always someone else who has access to all of that. And it's always been like that. All right. So when the rumor started that I had committed suicide, right? And one of the moderators had posted it onto my Facebook. And you know how you got a Facebook page and you got a regular page? On my Facebook fan page, one of my moderators took pictures that I took with other celebrities and started posting it on the wall. And she was posting pictures of me with celebrities who had passed away. she posted a picture of me and Miss Minnie. You know, Miss Minnie from Little Women, Atlanta. Um, you know, the midgets, the all-female ones in Atlanta. Me and Miss Minnie took a picture at this club called Lucky Lounge. No, what is it called now? It's called something else now, but it used to be called Lucky Lounge. And so one of my moderators, she posted a picture. Now, she didn't know because she thought I was gone. She thought I was gone because I was not talking to anybody. But they posted a picture of me and Miss Minnie. And then another picture was posted of me and the guy I was talking about. His name is Kenneth Sanders. And it made me so mad because that's how I found out he died. Because I didn't know he passed away. I had to find out that he passed away via a rumor that started about me passing away, and one of my moderators, not knowing I'm alive, posting a picture of he and I together. That's how I found out. You know, it was just bad. But the point I was trying to make, but that made me bring him up to begin with, and that made me a little sad. The point I'm trying to make is that he used to travel all the time. He was wealthy. He was in IT. He used to do a lot of stuff with politics. He was like a community person. People loved him. His name was Kenneth Sanders. People loved him. He was so nerdy. I loved being around him. And we used to go out to the club. And anytime a song came on that had something to do with money, we would sing the entire song together because we both love money, right? So we would go to the club and be in the club. And anytime a song came on that had something to do with money, we knew all the words. And we would just sit there and sing the songs together. And that's what I remember most about him. He was just he was just a good person. He died of COVID. And I found out from the way that I found out, I was just screwed up. But he could have had any woman in the world, man. Any woman in the world. And he was single. They were single. Like, we dated for a little while, and then we was like, yo, we are friends. Like, we don't need to date each other. We need to just be friends. And we were friends for such a long time. I remember one time he got mad as hell, right? Because you guys remember back when it used to be, I can't remember this name of this damn site where you can type in questions that you want to ask somebody, and you can ask them anonymously. And they'll answer the question. It was like associated with Twitter. He hated that play, that damn. He hated it because he felt like people who speak on the internet need to take accountability for what they say and what they ask. I think it was called FM, something ask FM or something like that. It was just a little like thing that you could do on Twitter. And anybody who had a Twitter back in the MySpace days, it used to be this site where you could put in like whatever questions and no one knew who you were. You just ask questions. He hated that damn site. He used to tell me, stop answering that site. Because I would answer, people would ask me all these questions. And he was like, I hate that site. Because people don't take accountability for what they post on internet. He could not stand trolls. Him being an IT himself, he understands. He hated trolls. He hated trolls. He used to fuss with trolls over me. And I had to tell him, stop arguing with trolls. Like, leave these trolls alone. And he'd be like, I can't stand it. They talk about you like that because they don't know you. I said, I know, but what can you do? What can you do? Even Mark hates fucking trolls. Mark, like when Mark see trolls do shit, he don't want to tell me. Like, he used to tell me all the time, but it got so overwhelming for me that he just stopped telling me. Because anytime, it used to be a time where he used to tell me and I would get sad every time. Because it will always, the troll will always be somebody I don't know. It will always be like some strange person that just got a vendetta against me that I don't even know. Right? And Mark hates them. He cannot stand trolls. And Kenneth was that same way. Put it like this: Kenneth was my Mark before Mark came. And then while Kenneth was still alive and Mark was still alive, I basically had two Marks. Put it like that. like I had, like Mark lives in Chicago. And so Kenneth was living in Atlanta. So Kenneth used to be like my homie. You know what I mean? Anyway. anyway. Brandon, what makes you think a modern woman doesn't have traditional skills? That is a good question, Bunny. I don't know who Herman is, but who the fuck is Herman? People can be so cruel doing that, bull. They need to apologize to you. Well, I mean, one thing that, let me tell you, I was watching this documentary, and it was called what is the name of that damn documentary? It's on Netflix. It's about the Cecil Hotel. Remember what happened with the Cecil Hotel, where the one girl who had a mental illness, they found her in the water tank on top of the hotel? And there used to be like a lot of conspiracy theories going around about this girl. And once you watch that documentary, you'll see that it literally had something to do with her mental illness. It's not that big of a mystery. But when you looked at the clip of her being inside of the elevator, and that's all of the information that you received, of course, you could think of a whole bunch of conspiracy theories about how this woman went missing. Because she was missing for a while before they found her body in the water tank. And it's kind of disgusting because the people that was at the hotel, they were drinking the water and bathing in the water. And the Cecil Hotel was already a shitty hotel to begin with, because it had people inside of the hotel that had criminal records. They were convicted felons. It was prostitution and drugs inside of the hotel. But they had renovated a part of the hotel to make it be upscale. And so this girl believed that she was in that part of the hotel, which was, she believed she was in an upscale hotel, where really she was just on the 3 floors that they had renovated to, attract a more high-end crowd. So the Cecil Hotel was just fucked up in general. And one of the things that I learned from watching this documentary was that people will make up shit about a person and drag them to filth and make them want to hurt themselves and everything, and never apologize. And the reason why I learned this is because it was this one guy on there who used to like do this weird ass, dark ass music. And I can't remember his name, but they accused him of killing this girl. And they trolled him and trolled him and trolled him. He started losing money. His music wasn't selling as much. People was just, fucking with his head. And he ended up trying to commit suicide. And it was all just people, just internet people, because people kept accusing him of killing the girl he didn't kill. He was just in the Cecil Hotel. I don't think even at the same time she was. I think it was like before she even got there. But people accused him of killing her. And it ruined his entire life. And he tried to kill himself, literally tried to kill himself, and ended up in the hospital from literally trying to kill himself. And when the truth came out that this girl was mentally unstable and walked up there herself and got trapped in there herself, no one came to this man and apologized. Nobody made a video saying, you know what, he didn't do it. It's messed up, because a lie, let me tell you something, and I said this before, a lie or a rumor will travel around the world 2, 3, 4 times before the truth even get out of bed. Because usually those lies and those rumors, they're more entertaining than the actual truth. And it's so hurtful. The internet can be so hurtful. And it lets you know how the real world could be if you get in the darker side of it. Because when you see all of this dark shit happening on the internet, all it is a whole bunch of people. Those are people behind those fake accounts. Those are people out here spreading rumors and lies about people. Those are actual people who don't have nothing else to do and think that everybody the problem but them. And they spend every day of their life trying to fuck up somebody else's life, but think you're the problem. When you don't even look at them, you don't know them, you don't talk to them, nothing. You don't make videos about them, you don't make posts about them, nothing, ain't even thinking about them. But every day, they're trying to do whatever they can to destroy you. But they think you the problem. That's a mental illness. Mental illness, people who have mental illness, they usually can relate to other people who have mental illnesses, right? So a whole bunch of people who have mental health issues can hang out with each other and have a lot of trauma bonds and issues with each other. But there's no honor amongst thieves. They end up turning on each other. I've seen trolls do that. I remember that story just like the movie Dark Water. Yeah, they were saying that her death was associated to a movie called Dark Water. Yeah. Go check that documentary out so you can see that guy. They fucked up his whole life. Whole life. Just messed up his entire shit. He ain't even know the girl. He ain't seen the girl. Ain't touched the girl. Nothing. And they just accused him of being a murderer. And just trolled him. I mean, literally offline too. Not just online. Because you can log off. We all can log off. Right? I logged off for 5 months. Oh my God. I ain't never been so at peace in my life. I logged off for 5 months. People were still doing shit. They were still doing shit, trying to reach me while I'm offline. I'm like, I'm not even online. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not thinking about nobody. I was just, dealing with my own shit. You can log off and people still try to mess up your real life. I'm telling you, man, the world in general is just crazy. It's just a crazy place. It's just a crazy place. And I ain't mean to get deep and sorry and, sad with y'all. My bad. My bad, because we're supposed to be talking about Kevin Samuels with a holder. I might have to rename this goddamn live stream. What we talking about? Talking about this serious shit. But, it brought me to it when I started talking about Kenneth. Because that's one of the things that I had to deal with, when I was in my hiatus, hearing that he passed away. It was so hurtful. And I had to take it in stride. Like I keep trying to tell people, I was in a really dark place in that 5 months. I was not talking to anybody. You have no idea what I was dealing with. I was dealing with so much stuff. Like Mark, no, man, I was sad. So sad. I was dealing with so much stuff. And I just hit him up like, I'm having a bad day. I just be like, today, it's a bad one today. I would know the second I woke up. And I would just hit him up and I'd tell him. Or at the end of the day, after the day just been so terrible, I just hit up Mark and be like, I had a bad ass day. And he would talk me off the ledge every single time. I don't care how many times he needed to tell me some shit over and over and over again. He just tell it to me. Even if he told it to me 1,200 times, he'd tell it to me 1,200 more. Because he knew I needed it. I needed it. I needed the affirmation. I needed the reminders. He was reminding me of who I was. He had to remind me because I was thinking, let me tell you how deep into depression I got. I was like asking my family and my friends, like, did I do these things that people keep saying I did? I was like, did I do all of these things and y'all not telling me? Because they're saying I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing the blah, 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 right? And you got people out there believing this long list of lies people are saying and things that I did and scamming people and frauding people and all this weird shit, right? And I was looking at my family and friends like, are y'all not telling me some shit and I need to be like committed to a damn psych ward or something? Tell me, like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? That's what I kept asking my family and my friends. And they was looking at me like, Soncerae, we watch you all day, every day. No, you don't do such and such. No, you don't. Mark was like, stop thinking you do. I'm telling you, people will fuck up your head. People will fuck up your head. When I think back of how many times Mark had to tell me some shit, like he had to remind me of who I was. Because I kept thinking, am I like, because you know how, like I said in earlier where I was talking about doing self-evaluation. I'm the type of person, I do a lot of self-reflection. So if I hear somebody say something about me, right, I try to look at my behavior and see if I need to adjust some things to make some people feel comfortable, especially if I love them. And I would look at the things that, people would tell me trolls said and people did, and Mark be like, that is not who you are, girl. He used to have to, he used to be so, and he's still that way. He's still that way, but he really had to kick into gear for that 5 months. For that 5 months. And I'm not even going to say 5 months, because I was really sad when I was pregnant with my son. So he talked me through that too. And I just hope I never get to a place where I'm that sad again. I hope I never get to a place where I'm that depressed again, because I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I was so hurt, not just by Priest, but I was hurt by Jap. I was hurt by Chris. I was hurt by Tommy. I was hurt by just STL for you. I was hurt by Bomb Cherry. I just kept thinking about all the internet stuff and think about everything as far as my real life went, because it's two separate lives. So I had to deal with what was happening on the internet, the rumors that these people was creating, how it was affecting my real life, how it was affecting my family, a part of my family that nobody was even supposed to know. I'm dealing with that. And I got to take care of my son by myself. I got to finish dealing with my heartbreak with Priest. Imagine the weight I was carrying. That shit was so hard. Then my friends was dying and family members was dying from COVID. Can you imagine? You can't imagine. I can't even explain to you how dark things were. And then to get on the internet and see people thinking I'm dead. Oh, it was so hard. But when I got past that shit, when I got past that shit, man, listen, I feel great. Like, I had to get over it though. You know what I'm saying? I had to get, like, it's almost like, how, I don't know if y'all done this, but you know how you climb a mountain? The harder you climb that mountain, when you get to the top of that motherfucker, that view is so fucking beautiful. It's different. It's not like, oh, this climb was easy, and then you get to the top, like, oh well, it looks good up here. Let's go back down. It's not like that. When you climbing a mountain and it's a hard climb, and I love hiking. So that's why I can say this. When you get to the top of that damn mountain, oh my God, man. That shit's like the way that the world looks. It is so beautiful up here. You don't even understand. It's so beautiful up here. You don't even understand. Man, listen. Why do you care about what fans or trolls say? If you're in the public's eye, that comes with it. Yeah, it does come with it. But I think it wasn't so much of that I cared so much about what trolls and fans say. It was more of how the people in my life that I thought were my friends, because I made a lot of bad choices in friends and partners and relationships, stuff like that. I've been very bad with that because I'm really nice. Like, I'm so nice. Like, you guys don't understand. You think because I'm strong and I get on social media and I talk all, like loud and use my little masculine voice and stuff, that I'm not a meek person. I'm very quiet. I'm very feminine. I'm very like soft. I can be hard, but for the most part, like, just being around me just every day, I'm like a really soft, very nice person. And so a lot of the friendships that I built, um, a lot of people that I may have met online, I thought a lot of these people were genuinely my friends. So when I found out that they were doing things that was so hurtful to me, it hurt me worse, because they were using the internet to hurt me. It wasn't like they were just hurting me. They were trying to hurt my career, trying to hurt my money, trying to hurt my kids, and hurt my family as well, as if I did something to them. And I kept thinking about, all I've done is be nice to these people. Why would they do these things? Or it would be people that I never really talked to, or I don't really know. Or it would be people like when my family decided to, like, old family members that I ain't seen since I was like a kid, decided to get on the internet and speak about me as if they knew about my life. Like my cousin Raquel getting onto social media and making it seem like, oh, Soncerae is just faking her death because she just wants some attention. I was like, this bitch has not seen me since, I don't know, had to be in like my early 20s. Like I think the last time I saw her, we was like at a cookout or something, and we waved at each other in passing. And before that, I hadn't seen her since I was like, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't really know her. I don't know where she lives. I don't know her kids' names. I don't know nothing about her, right? So she got on to online and just talked about me like she knew me. And I was like, I don't know this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know nothing about her. I ain't seen her. We don't talk. But she made it seem like she was like this close family member that had the deep rooted secrets of Soncerae. No, she just was just some bitch that, I wish never came into my life. You know what I'm saying? Like how my cousin ended up in my life in general was unfortunate. We should have never been around each other in general. But we was put in a position to where we had no choice but to deal with each other. And when I realized that I never really liked her and she never really liked me, it was easy for me to be as an adult and be like, I ain't gotta talk to her now. Like before it was a requirement. Now I'm an adult and I can choose not to be around your toxicity. You understand what I'm saying? So when bitches like her and then people I don't know, and then I got my son's father in on the shit. And I got a dude that I used to sleep with 10 years ago on the shit. And I'm thinking to myself, I have really made some poor choices in people. I had to do some self-reflection like, bitch, how did you end up having this many shitty ass friends? To the point where these men that you slept with are this disgusting. You slept with these? Ew. Like I was just like, oh, ew. Look at how they're behaving. That's so disgusting. I was like, oh my God, I'm never choosing men that are that piss poor when it comes to mentality and morals ever again. You know what I'm saying? Just never. Because I used to be the type of person, and my mother always said this to me. She's like, you always try to see the good in people all the time. You got to stop doing that. She's been telling me that shit since like middle school. Soncerae, stop trying to see the good in everybody. And that's what I used to do. I used to do that. I used to see somebody, I used to see they did some fucked up shit, and I would give them the benefit of the doubt and still try to be their friend and love them through it. It wasn't until I went through my little 5-month hiatus that I was like, you know what? Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta protect my energy and my family from strangers and people who have mental health issues and convicted felons and that just all the trolls and shit. I was like, this is too much. This is too much. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, 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 no. I decided to make better choices. You know, the people that knew you think they know you. The people that know of me think they know me. It's a difference between knowing of someone or knowing that someone exists. It's a difference. Like I know Beyonce, but I don't know her personally. I mean, I know who she is. I know who she married to. I even know her kids' names, but I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just walk up to Beyonce and be like, "What's up, girl?" You know what I'm saying? I can't come over to her house for Christmas. Get the shit beat out of me by Julian. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. No. But I know her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know who she is. That's how people know me. The people that talk about me the most, that's how they know me. They don't know who I am. They met me in passing. We may have dealt with each other a couple of months, maybe underneath a year or so, or we may have interacted online and that's it. But they don't know me. You know? Marlon, you can always excuse yourself, bitch, you know. Nobody's asking you to be here. I ain't all hype. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. I usually log off at an hour. So I'm on here just talking about random shit. And if you don't like it, you could go. You know, no one's holding your hostage, baby. You can get your ass all up and out of here. Those dudes, that's what I'm saying. You asking me, straw man, you're saying, let me give you an example. And I'm going to say their name so everybody can be clear. Priest, I knew under a year. I don't even know how we have a child together. I knew that we wanted to be in a relationship. I knew that we loved each other. But I did not know him because he was too busy pretending to be something that he thought I liked so we could be together. He didn't take the time to get to know me because he was too busy trying to hide who he was and the stuff that he was doing. He could only focus on that. So he held on to the version of me who he thought I was. He never got to know me. Because if he really got to know me, he would never have devalued me in such a manner. And I think he was just so smitten at my physical appearance, my wealth, my ambition, and how I loved him. See, sometimes people attach themselves to you because they love how you treat them. They love how you love them. They don't love you back. Excuse me. Some people just like to be loved. So they'll be whatever they can be in order to be loved. That was Priest. Chris. I was this nigga side chick in like 2009 or 2010. I didn't know him outside of let's have sex with each other and be friends. He didn't know anything about me. Nothing. I told him nothing about me on purpose. Because when I got around him, my job was to make him happy. I was his side chick. He wasn't supposed to know shit about me. So he didn't know me either. All he knew was that I was a good friend to be around. I listened to him. We had a good time together. We laughed all the time and we had sex. That's all Chris knows. But he talks about me like we had this deep, like this deep thing where, he just known me for years and we, like we was thick as thieves or something. Nah. Even with that situation with him, that was under a year. Then you got all of the trolls, right? I never met none of them in person. None of them in person. Like the STL for you guy who obsessed with me, I never met him in person. I don't know him. All I know is he just came out of nowhere tripping. And I wanted to know more about who he was because he was obsessed. And I was like, I need to figure out who this dude is. And then I found out he had a criminal record. And on his criminal record, he had charges for child abuse. And so I put that onto my blog. Everybody that was trolling me heavy, because I had a lot of trolls. I mean, we all got trolls. But for someone to troll me so hard that they're obsessed, I can see that. So I was like, okay, who are these people? I don't know him personally. We never met or anything. Me and Jap never met or anything. We did a collaboration together on YouTube. We didn't meet in person. We talked on the phone a lot and we talked about dating each other, but it was talk. We never literally started dating. We didn't have sex. Tommy, same way. Tommy used to try to get at me on Facebook. And I was ignoring him for a long time. And then he asked me to be on his show. And I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was. I just thought he was a guy who had a show and he was just trying to, like do his thing. So I'm like real supportive. Now he was asking me to come on his show because I was modeling at the time. So he asked me to come on. So I thought it was just a business thing. I didn't know he had a show where he was dogging out women. I didn't know that. I didn't find that out until after I set up the interview with him. And then one of his fans found out that he was going to do an interview with me because I guess he told them in one of his videos. And so they started contacting me. People started contacting me like, don't go on the show. Don't do it. Don't go on the show because he do this, he does that, he blah, blah. And so I went to look at the clips that they gave me. And this is what made me decide to not be on the show because he was saying, just negative shit about me. And I said to him, I asked him, I said, why did you talk negative about me after you was just so nice in the inbox? It's not like you was cussing me out in the inbox. He literally he was publicly like that. And what I noticed with a lot of people is privately, they'll be all nice and shit, but they'll in front of everybody, they completely different. And that's what I noticed about everybody that I kept dealing with on social media. It was just like, we would have a very calm, very cordial rapport. And then they would get online and act like we was like beefing. So then I would have to respond in such a negative ass way. So then you don't know which one of us is the idiot, because we both sitting here arguing back and forth with one another. But for the most part, every single person that claimed they had some type of beef with me and we had a deep interaction, or we had some type of email or phone call or something like that, it started off calm as shit, and in some type of way I would be disrespected by these people. And I just realized that I was picking a lot of people I shouldn't have been dealing with to begin with. Do you still practice Buddhism? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. How can you tell when you first meet a dude if he has anything going for his and is a man that is ready for a relationship, so you don't go through that again? Well, now, the way I go through this now, like say for instance, if you go into my channel, you see that video I just put up about love bombing. That's the guy I've been dating. The guy that's in the video, the little light skinned, cute little Puerto Rican / black guy, that's who I've been dating in Cali. Now, I have been talking to this guy. I was talking to this guy when I was, did my little 5 months not in, talking to anybody. I was talking to him. I stopped talking to him for a little while because let me tell you what he did. I called him Puerto Rico. Y'all had heard me talk about Puerto Rico. But I'm going to tell you the backstory of me in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico knows a little bit. But Puerto Rico, when I first started talking to him, I was doing my 5-month hiatus off the internet. But I still had to explain to him where I stood with my life, because I didn't want to tell him. I wanted him to have his own choice. You know what I mean? I wanted him to know everything about me, hear all the rumors about me, see what kind of person I am himself, and then make a decision about whether he wanted to deal with me or not. I didn't want him to find out all of this shit that's on the internet after he done fell in love with me, because I need him to understand I'm not the type of person that's going to put on a facade, number one. Number two, I'm a very honest person. Especially if I care about you, I'm going to let you know everything. And then you can decide whether you want to still deal with me or not. So I treated Puerto Rico the same way. So Puerto Rico and I are talking, and we both know we want to be together, right? We both know it. We're just like, but I had to slow him down, because I was like, first of all, when you feel an instant thing with somebody, you sometimes you mistake that chemistry for it being something meaningful. If you don't wait and get to know a person, the version of them in your mind that you created will be all that you know about them. You don't know who they really are. You just know what you assume that they are. Getting to know a person versus dating the version of them that you like is two different things. So we knew we liked each other, but I was like, there's no way in the world that we genuinely like each other. We like what we think each other is. So I had to slow him down. And I said, listen, we got to talk a little while longer. And if we talk a little while longer and we still want to meet each other, we can meet each other. I said, let's wait 2 more weeks. So that next week comes, and we're talking on the phone, and we're trying to set up a day to meet, because he wants to, take me to go grab tea, because he's like, you don't look like you drink. Clearly you don't smoke. So you want to go grab some coffee or some tea. I'm like, okay, we can go grab tea. I'm a tea person. Of course I don't drink. So he calls me to set up the day. We're on the phone. And I don't know what I said to him, but it has something to do with the internet. And he said to me, well, to be honest with you, I think it had something to do with the whole, because the suicide thing. I was explaining to him the suicide thing. And this wasn't the first time I talked to him about the suicide thing. I talked to him about the suicide thing before. So here I was talking to him again. And he says to me, to be honest with you, I already knew about the suicide thing. And I was like, excuse me? you what? He was like, yeah, I've been knew about that. I knew that when I met you. How did you know that? How did you know who I was? I don't know anybody in California. I just met you. How do you know who I am? He said he showed his homeboy a picture of me, and his homeboy showed him the video of Tommy and Chris. talking about me committing suicide. And his homeboy also showed him the video of Tommy, Sedonia, and Priest doing an interview. I was so mad at that nigga. I was so mad at Puerto Rico. I cussed that nigga out and hung up. And I didn't talk to that nigga for months. I was so mad at that nigga because number one, I didn't like the fact that he already knew who I was and was acting like he did. That's number one. Number two, I didn't like that before we even got to go on a date, he was already talking about me. I don't like niggas that gossip. That's some beta shit. How are you talking to your homeboys about a chick that you ain't even met yet? We only been talking for 2 weeks. So how the fuck does your homeboy even know who I am? That was my thing with Puerto Rico. So I was mad. I ain't told his ass for months. He didn't call me. After I cussed his ass out, hung up, he didn't call me. Then he ended up calling me again. After a few months went by, I guess he was giving me a cool off period. So he hit me up. And I was like, what's up? You know? He was like, I just want to let you know it's not what you think, you know, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, whatever. He started talking again, being cool, just friends, not even thinking about dating. Talking every once in a while. And then the more we started to talk, the more we started to realize, you know, we kind of do like each other. Maybe we should meet. But the problem was, he wasn't as aggressive as he was the first time. Because the first time he knew. He was like, I got to meet her. I want to be with her. You know? And that's what I mean when you move it too fast. So this time, he just was kind of like, I want to meet you, but I don't even know if I want to ask you on a date. I don't know what I want to do. So he seemed like he was on the fence. And I was about to stop talking to him again because I didn't see any consistency in the way that he communicated. So I was like, I think we should stop talking to each other because I think, you know, maybe we just aren't compatible. And that's fine, you know, that's fair. I'm going to go find somebody I wanted to kick it with. Hey, you go find a chick you want to be with. That's what's up. You know, maybe we'll see each other, double date, some shit like that. Now, mind you, me and this dude ain't had sex or nothing. I won't touch him. I refuse to touch him. Okay, when he was around me, don't touch him. So anyway, I won't even give him a hug. So finally, I was like, I think we got to a point where I was like on the fence about him. And I knew he wanted to just meet me. He just kept saying, I just got to meet you. I just got to meet you. So finally, I was like, you know what? Meet me at such and such place. He meets me there. And everything closed. So we can't really go nowhere. During that time, we couldn't really go nowhere because everything closed. So we sat in the car and we talked. And we talked for about 3 or 4 hours. And that's when we kind of knew, you know, we might want to be together. So then, after that, he kind of pulled away. You know what I mean? Like we started talking a little bit, and then after that, he kind of pulled away. And I kept saying, why does this dude keep pushing, like the push and pull maneuver, cat and mouse situation? What is this? Why is he doing this? Is there something I need to know about this dude? What is the universe trying to tell me about this dude that I'm not seeing? So I asked the universe for some clarity. My daughter loves doing tarot readings, so for fun, we did a tarot reading about him. And my daughter was like, this man is not going anywhere, Mom. The tarot cards are saying he's not going anywhere. The universe is telling you he's not going anywhere. But I think the thing is, y'all just got to go slow, you know? So speed up to now. I keep telling him, listen, if you want me to be interested in you, you got to communicate with me every day. One of my standards is that if I'm getting to know a man, we must communicate with each other in some type of way. We need to send each other a text. We need to FaceTime. We need to something every day. It needs to be something every day. Now, both of us have hectic lives. I'm a single mother. I own several businesses. I got so much going on. We got to do something every day. I got to make time for you because I haven't made time for a man, really. I got to make time for you. And you have to make time for me. He has kids. He has a job. He's doing his own thing. We got to create space for us to be able to enjoy each other. So he'll talk to me 2-3 days in a row and then disappear for like 3 to 5 days, maybe 5 to 7 days, and then come back. There wasn't a gap in our communication. He'll just pick up back where he left off. Like all these days didn't go by. I said, how many times do I have to tell you? Don't do that. You have to be able to complete a conversation with me. Don't leave me hanging, you know? So he hit me up and was on some, I really gotta have you on all levels. I just want you all across the board. And I was like, okay, I want you all across the board. So let's just go on another date. And I said, when do you want to go on a date? He didn't reply, and 3 days went by. I was like, this nigga. And finally, I said, nigga, what I see you doing is inconsistency. It's not stability there. I'm not interested. And he was like, why can't we just be friends? We can't just be friends because I'm not interested in being just your friend. That's not what I want. I want something specific from you. Either you're going to give it to me or you're not going to give it to me. When you're dealing with people, you know what you want from them. You just can't be scared. You have to say, this is what I want, because they'll try to get you to do what they want to do. And if you don't want that, don't agree with that. So in my mind, I'm thinking this man is emotionally unavailable. He either has a girlfriend, he has something going on that he's trying to keep from me. He's trying to distance himself from me for a reason. And it could have something to do with the internet. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. The kind of man that I want will behave in a specific type of way. And he'll accept me in a specific type of way. You understand what I'm saying? There's too many niggas out here who want to be with me for me to be sitting here chasing after this Puerto Rican nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm trying to explain this to him. And he's like, why do you always be like, why do you always be like other men? You could just delete me and be with other men. Because I need you to understand that I have options. So you even need to get your shit together. You need to move out the way so I can find a dude. So I can put my energy into a dude that actually want to be here. You don't want to be here. I can respect that. Just say that and I can move on with my life. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not going to have casual sex with you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any type of lazy shit that you think I'm going to be involved with. You can do that shit with other women. So that's where me and Puerto Rico is. That's why that video came out the way, because we do videos back and forth with each other. And he's expressed his desire to be on my YouTube channel. He's expressed his desire to be on my OnlyFans. But my thing is like, nigga, I have to trust you as a person for you to be able to have my back when these weirdos and shit from YouTube or social media in general try to break us up, because that's what happens. That's usually how it goes. When people see you happy or they see you successful or they see you in a loving relationship, the first thing they do is try to break that shit up. That's what people do. Don Carter, a lot of women can't let men go when they have been cut off. But if the woman is doing the dumping, the man is obsessed or a stalker if he hurt. I don't mind, like, say, Don, a lot of women can't let men go. A lot of women won't let men go, and men bank on that. Men bank on that because a man will still be sleeping with a woman who she tried to break up with him before because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. But he'll still sleep with her because he know he can. He'd be fucked up to her, treat her bad, have a whole girlfriend and shit, and she want to be with him, but they can't. But she'll still fuck him. Instead of sticking to her standards and her boundaries, she'll still fuck him. But when it's the other way around, like say for instance, a man hurt. A lot of people will make fun of a man for being that way. That's why I think a lot of men don't show that they hurt. When I asked Puerto Rico, you said you want to link up. When do you want to link up? And he didn't respond. And 3 days went by. It hurt my feelings. It wasn't just, oh, I'm just going to cut this nigga off because, I want to break fly on a nigga. It was, nigga, we finally get to a place where we're close. You tell me you want to see me. And then my response to you telling me that you want to see me is when aware. And then 3 days go by and I still ain't heard from you. It was hurtful. So I was just like, okay, all right, I'm going to take my L and my pain, my little emotional hurt, and handle that shit like an adult, and laugh it off and keep it moving. So that's how the video came, where it's like jokes, where I mixed his videos with mine so it could become funny, because I need him to understand it. Just because we don't work out doesn't mean I don't like you, or doesn't mean that we have to hate each other. It's not that deep. I just want something that you can't give me, and you want something that I can't give you, and that's fine. Let's just go out there and get what we want, man. That's all it is. Bonnie, I disagree. You can't make that fatal statement. Depending on one's mental state and their emotions is the basis of if and when they let go and how they cope with a breakup. That's very true. I like that. I'm just saying that typically a man ends a relationship, the woman gets to vent and act out, but the man is supposed to suck it up. I agree with that. I think that a lot of men, people are expecting men to suck it up. But honestly, I'm the one that's holding both genders accountable when it comes to how they deal with their feelings. Like I'm the person like, listen, have some emotional intelligence and be able to deal with that shit like an adult, especially if you over 30. Like the shit cute when you like a teenager and you in middle school, you got some little puppy love shit going on. But once you get of age, it's time for you to behave a certain way. Like you can't respond, like a wild banshee out of hell every time something doesn't go your way. You can't have a tantrum, you know? A lot of people have a tantrum. Men do too. A lot of men can't handle rejection. Fuck you too then, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Men on Kevin Samuels are doing just that, venting, generalizing all women for their bad choices. Right. Men vent. Men do vent. They think they don't. They do vent. That's right. Straw man. It's not about who wants you, it's about who you want. Exactly. Exactly. I agree. Pro woman. Anybody see the Kevin Samuels parody? I didn't see it. I didn't see that. I actually think some of Kevin Samuels' followers are potentially dangerous. Well, Tiffany, let me explain something. When I talked about trolls, like people think when I say trolls, I mean just some people that bother me on the internet. No, I mean those dangerous niggas that plot your death. See, these incel red pill niggas are a whole nother level of dangerous. And it's hard to decipher which ones are which. Like you got regular trolls and then you got super trolls. And then you got stands where they follow you, where they plan your murder and stalk you. This is what's happening. Well, what was happening to me, where they were digging into my life so hard that they were contacting distant family members that I've never even spoke to, sending police to their house, CPS to take their kids, getting these people kicked out of their homes, sending packages to their house, shit like that. That's when it starts getting weird as fuck. Like it's one thing to, send somebody a nasty comment to provoke them and get some type of emotion out of them versus you're calling the police to their home. You're getting their home swatted. That's a mental illness. That is a sign of someone who has a mental illness. You feel me? Figuring out where somebody lives, then taking the time out to find the closest police department, call the police department, make up a fake story about that person so police can come to the house. That's too many steps for me. Like, if I see a person on the internet I don't like, the last thing I'm going to do is go through all of those steps. If anything, the 2 steps I'm going to take is block and delete. It ain't going to be, okay, let me figure out where this person lives. And then let me figure out where all of her family members live. And then let me think up a story so I can call the police and then have the police come to their house. Or also, let me figure out the CPS people, call them and tell them to come take the kids. And then that's way too much. That's mental illness. But if you tell these people that they got a mental illness, they don't even think that. Candace Harris, why won't you face him? Face who? Who I'm trying to face? Are you talking about? Oh, I forgot. I ain't changed the name of the Oh, girl, we been stopped talking about Kevin Samuels. I think we mentioned that Kevin Samuels like passively. Yeah, I'm not. If he comes to me and wants to talk, then maybe. But I'm not about to go out my way to his platform and give him a call and be like, Kevin, why? No, it's not that deep. I can give my opinion about somebody and still be detached from them emotionally. Like this person is saying, Coffee Brown. That is too invested. I don't have all of this stuff that I'm investing into Kevin Samuels where I have this shrine of Kevin Samuels in my closet with candles and shit lit, where I've sacrificed a lamb and I have goat's blood in a cup, where I'm sitting there praying to my ancestors to get. No, it's just I disagree with the dude. I can make a few videos about him and talk about him in that kind of way, in a opinionative way, but I'm not invested in him in that manner, and I'm not emotionally attached to the dude. It's just I have a logical thing with him. It's just like, but if he would like to speak with me, if he ever figures out, because I don't even think I'm on his radar. This nigga don't know who I am. That's why I'm so surprised all of his little minions come over here. I'm like, this nigga's not even thinking about me. Why are you over here? Go back over there and praise your master. I'm over here chilling. You feel me? So I just, have an opinion. Do you think it's a good idea to still create the same content? Um, the same content is what? Like which content? Think about how much content I've shared. Think about, are you talking about if I was to share content with Puerto Rico? Because I did content with priests? Or are you talking about the cooking tutorials I did? Or are you talking about the money videos I did? Or are you talking about the relationship advice I did? Like, which thing are you talking about when you talk about same content? Because I did so much. And I did a lot of live streams as well where I talked about the Black community a lot. So which are you talking about? Face him. Who is he to face? Exactly. Face him. Who is he? Like he's, I don't know, like I stabbed him in the back. I'm his Judas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know him. Thank you, Christine. Yes, that's not. You got to be specific about what kind of content you're talking about. You're like, do you think it's a good idea to still to create the same content? I got to know which content you're talking about. You said your family was compromised. Yeah, but what does that have to do with the content? You're saying I still need to understand what content. It didn't matter what kind of. Okay, SD. Let me break it down for you. It didn't matter what kind of content I was doing. Who cared what kind of content I was doing? These people have an obsession with me, and it doesn't matter what kind of content I do. I could do content about how the grass grows, and they will still be obsessed. I got off of the internet for 5 months and said nothing, and they still were obsessed. They still made videos for 5 months of me not saying anything. I was gone, and they were still making videos. When people are mentally ill, there's no logic towards what they're doing. It's nothing that you can switch or change that'll make them discontinue being obsessed with you. The obsession is a mental illness. It's something that they have to deal with. You understand? There's nothing I can do, you know? Coffee Brown, please go back to your positive content. I've never stopped doing positive content. I always do positive content. Stop allowing other content creators to eat on your behalf. Like, first of all, let's talk about Kevin Samuels in that manner. How many content creators do you think are eating off of the fact that they're making videos about him all of the time? People come in my comment section all the time, be like, "You're using Kevin Samuels' name for money." They say that all the time, all of the time. What makes you think? What makes you think that they're gonna stop eating off of my name because I'm making positive content? Listen to what I'm telling y'all. It doesn't matter what kind of content I make. Like I said, I can make content about the grass growing. They will still do it. Because everything I say, listen, I'm their God. You hear me? I am the reason they exist. If I was not here, they would have no reason to be here. As long as I'm an entity, whether I'm dead or alive, they'll still be making content. Because their issue has nothing to do with me. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I say. Their mental illness has something to do with them. Their perspective of reality has something to do with them. until they sit down and do the self-evaluation and just be like, you know what? This was actually a waste of my time, and maybe I should do some other type of content, or maybe trolling isn't the way to go. Until they think that, they're still going to make content about me. They're still going to try to troll me. You can't control me. This is a control thing. This is because they want me to behave how they want me to behave, but I'm not their puppet. Okay? So I can sit here and I do positive content all day. I do positive content all day. My community tab is all positive stuff until I have to address something specific. And I try not to address specific stuff often. I try to keep that to a minimum. You know? Are you all at all sexually attracted to Kevin? No, not at all. Not at all. Women are attracted to his clean cut con man image. I don't know why, because that's not even, I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Meaning they make money off of your commentary. Yeah, they're going to make money off of my commentary anyway. Listen, when I make videos, right, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I can make a video about the grass growing. I could have sat here and talked about grass growing for 2 hours. Do you know they would have made a video? Did y'all hear about Soncerae? She was talking about the grass growing for 2 hours. This bitch ain't got no life. She talking about grass. That would have been their video. Anything that I do, even the positive stuff that I talk about, they find a way to make that into a bad thing. Because when people have a negative perspective of reality, it just is what it is. When they don't realize their own fault or you know, the negative things that they do, most of them know. Like, some people know. Like, let me tell you something. All this time where people have been making up fucked up rumors about me and treating me bad and, you know, trolling me, some people have actually apologized. Some people have. Some have. But for the most part, those main people that was causing the most drama in my life, they will never admit that they were the catalyst for it. They will forever try to make it seem like I'm the one that did something to them to cause them to behave how they do. When in reality, I don't have control over them. They get to control who they are as people. They get to decide whether I'm worth something to them or not. And as they continue to speak about me over and over and over and over, they prove how worth it I am to them. Just because they saying something bad about me doesn't mean I'm not worth it. They only saying something bad to get attention from other people. That's all it is. So some people get value out of dragging other people because that's the only time somebody will pay them any attention. You know? For the most part, me and Mark was having a conversation about Puerto Rico, right? I told Puerto Rico, I said, once I put up this video of you, the internet trolls are going to try to find you. They're going to try to find out who you are, where you live, what you're doing, so they can interview you for their channel. Because that's what they all do, right? But have you ever seen Soncerae bring any of their family members onto her channel to interview them? No. Not one troll can say, you know, Soncerae reached out to my such and such and asked them to be on her channel. And then they actually have proof that it happened. They could make it up and say it, pretend like I did that and lie and act like I did it when I didn't. But, you know, just like every other accusation they have, every single accusation that people make about me, they never have any proof. It's always like a rumor. It's always like something just somebody said. So I told Puerto Rico, prepare yourself, dude. Because how you respond to all of these people trying to figure out who you are, and then if one of them finds you and they start asking questions about, you know, what we doing and who we are, I want to see what you do. And what you do would determine what kind of person you are and whether I can keep you in my life or not. Whether I can have patience with you or not. Because they will come after you. because they come after everybody they think I'm cool with. But good luck with finding them. You might be able to find them. I don't know. Let's see how that goes. But if I was to do content with Puerto Rico, it would probably be skits. It won't be like how how I'm sitting here talking to y'all and I'm doing live streams. It'll be a skit how I just posted earlier. It would never be like this. I try to keep how many live streams I do to a minimum, right? Like I usually am only on here for an hour. I've been on it for 2 hours. And that's a lot for me because I really don't have a lot of time. But today I had a lot of time to myself because my mother has my son. And so, I got a shit ton of graphic design work to do. So I'm about to get off. But I just had a real conversation with y'all for a second, showed y'all a little bit of myself. You know what I mean? Like the real me, not the Soncerae me that likes to, joke around and, put on a show for you to be entertained in a live stream. Half of this live stream was me just being Soncerae. And you can hear the difference. If you listen to me enough, you'll know that there's a Soncerae that I like to joke around. I use that Soncerae, that strong personality to entertain. And then there's another part of me that's just me. You know what I mean? And I'm just a really cool person. When you hear people talk about me, when you hear people say negative stuff about me, when you hear people, say Soncerae lied about this, or Soncerae scammed, or Soncerae is a fraud, or Soncerae is a bitch, or Soncerae is arrogant, all this stuff, all this negative stuff about Soncerae, right? I want you to factor something in. Okay? Factor something in. Factor in the source, factor in the motives, factor in where this person stands in the hierarchy when we're talking about successful people versus regular people, or happy people versus depressed people. And then I want you to come to my channel, back to my channel after you done listen to all this little negative shit. And I want you to come back to my channel. And I want you to listen to all of my videos, or as many videos as you can. And you will be able to hear the kindness. You will be able to tell how nice I am. You just got to pay attention. You got to have your own mind. You got to factor in who I am by watching me, not listening to other people. I'm real sweet. I only get angry and strong and tap into my masculine energy when I have to, when it's time to protect me and my family. Alicia, they do need a life, but child, waiting on them to get a life, man, waiting on a stalker or a troll to get a life, you be sitting here holding your breath forever. So I just do what I do. You know what I mean? Like I said, I dealt with my self-care. I dealt with my mental health. And I hope y'all do the same. Just remember that when you get on the internet, the stuff that you listening to and the stuff that you watching affects your life. Don't drink the poison, man. Don't go places. Don't go places where your tribe not there, or don't go places where it's always negativity all the time. Like some places you just can't go because you got to protect your energy. You got to go where you celebrated at. You got to go where you loved at, because those people want you over there. But if you keep going into places where people don't like you and people talking shit about you, or everybody always negative and they always talking about everybody fighting back and forth and shit, that shit not good for your soul. It turns you into somebody you shouldn't be when you dealing with other people. Or this specific lifestyle of being drug into negative stuff every day will be the only thing that consumes your life. And next thing you know, all you doing is going visiting beef channels on YouTube all day, every day, while the rest of your life is just passing you by. That's why I get on Instagram a lot. Instagram is great. Instagram, I love Instagram. Because all I see is a whole bunch of positive people out there doing their thing, man. That's all I see. I don't see negativity over there at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Instagram and Facebook ain't having it. YouTube having an issue because they let people say and do and whatever on here. Facebook, Instagram, fuck that. People living their best. All you see is good shit. You know? Do you feel masculine energy from a woman is unattractive to alpha males? Um, I think my alpha males understand that when it's time to handle business, a woman has to tap into alpha energy in order to be able to get that business knocked out. You know, we have to. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of alpha males like self-reliant women, like strong women. Um, I don't think that they like women who disrespect them or try to take lead all of the time or don't know how to be submissive to them. I think that could be a problem for an alpha male where they don't have a woman that can be submissive to them. Masculine energy can be a turn on during role play. I think a lot of men love. Let me tell you one thing that I think men love about me, and when I can be masculine, when I'm on top of them, you got to tap into your masculine energy when you're on top of them, because you got control. You got control. If control and strength and leading is a masculine thing, then when I'm on top of a man, oh, he loving that masculine energy. You best believe it. I got to go. I holla. Bye, y'all.